to be?
106.
You know, I'm looking for, Chuck, is that's, oh, here, this is what I'm looking for. Okay. Did everybody get this? Okay.
What was the response?
Dwight did not get it.
You got the letters though, right, Dwight? Can't hear you. Susie got them.
We can't hear you, Dwight.
Okay, all I got was the notice of the meeting and then another email with the agenda that I wasn't able to open.
I got the agenda, but I don't remember seeing any letters. That could be because I didn't look.
All right, so here,
I'll send them out.
okay, all right. So basically what we're going to talk about is the city versus committee responsibilities for fiestas. And I see something that I would like to change on it and as well. So we'll have a conversation about that and I will read what is here. Then we're going to talk about subcommittees. And we've talked about that in the past. Then I think one of the major things to do today is come up with a theme. And you all maybe have seen the sponsor letters. We'll take input on that. And if that can't happen today, feel free to email me. And then we want to talk a little bit about an oral histories project. I got some information from Laura Nadario because Highlands has done that. And then I think one of the things Rosita was going to do was pull together the RENA budgets for Lisa. So neither of them are here, so that may be moot today. And then we talked about one of the other items is if the rec center will host the Fiesta run, and I would like to add the fishing derby to that, to let the rec center do the fishing derby. I think that makes sense. It would behoove the rec center to be doing things quarterly at a minimum in terms of things that happen.
So they'll do the derby and the run?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna. Okay. Okay. All right. So, can you send this out to people?
I'm trying to do that right now.
Chuck is trying to send you out the list of what both the city and the committee need to do.
If I can show that to them, I can just share my screen.
Okay. I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. So while Chuck's trying to figure that out, I will read what we talked about being the city responsibilities. The parade route, parade inspection, parade application, entertainment, vendors, fireworks, logistics, the Fiesta run, the rodeo, the basically PR, and the fishing derby.
Hello. Come through the front door.
So that is what we have come up
Upstairs.
with as responsibilities for the city. And the other part of that for the city are the city logistics. And city is basically responsible for all the logistics that go on with the Fiesta, which includes the parade, the fireworks, the park maintenance, gray water, clean water, sanitation, police, fire. We've got the parade down twice, but that's okay. The parks, and we've got the fireworks down twice, and we've got vendors down twice. So what that leaves for the committee is the theme, the Fiesta schedule, parade judges, parade staffing, Fiesta King and Queens, a Fiesta committee float, the Fiesta poster, the information booth, the veterans ceremony, everything to do with the RENAs, sponsorships, nonprofit involvement, and events at Carnegie and Lincoln Park. I don't know why we have music, isn't that entertainment? Merchandise and the rodeo. I'm taking music off. So is that, does anybody hear anything that sounds pretty goofy about either of those lists?
I didn't hear music. Where was music at?
Well, music is listed as, we for some reason, we had music under committee, but entertainment under the city. So, and to tell you the truth right now, at this very moment, I'm not sure what the distinction is. Were you able to get what Chuck just sent?
I didn't send it.
Oh, you didn't send it. He can't find it. Okay.
I can find it.
All right. We will get this out to you. Then we came up with a list of subcommittees, which, and we all have talked about this before, but I'll just review it. Music would be Dwight, Queens, Lisa. The parade would be Rosita and Monica. I'm sponsorship. The information booth would be Dawn. Veterans, Gary Ludi. Chuck, I believe, is going to ask him to join the committee.
I already said yes.
He said yes. Okay. We're taking fishing off. Then Lincoln Park and or Carnegie Park. And now at the last meeting, we talked about having them just be a one-day event, not for the full length of the fiestas, just that Saturday. Riverwalk tours by Liz Waros. You've asked her to be on the committee, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Susie, the poster and nonprofit involvement.
I have a problem with that. I anticipate my board asking me to resign from the committee because we still haven't been paid. I went to the post office today to look for the check, and we have not received a check either for the $1,000 for the artist or the $175.83 for the posters themselves.
They're resubmitting everything. I got notice that they're resubmitting everything, so that should be happening soon.
Okay, well, then I can probably convince them. Yeah, I think the number of months involved, we play it pretty close to the chest around here. We don't have a whole lot of extra money to be out for 5 months. So we could probably do better next year because the reason this happened is because it started so late. Okay.
Yes. All contracts and everything will go out early, and getting everything back early, and that way everything, all the checks and everything are cut, and by the time Fiestas gets here, and it should not be an issue.
Okay.
Okay, and Lincoln Park and Carnegie Park, on another piece of paper, we basically called them venue captains. Okay. Does any of that, I'm sorry that you're all not dealing with a piece of paper in front of you. Does any of that, did anything sound odd, weird? People don't want to take it on?
What is the other nonprofit involvement? Is that with posters or is that separate from posters?
It's separate. We'd like to get nonprofits involved in the Lincoln Park and the Carnegie Park venues. Like Nat Gold Players, to work with for Lincoln Park, where the younger kids will be. Face painting, maybe Pat Lehan, the college is out, but Pat Lehan with the older kids, because she's used to working with the kids at the spot. So it's really just asking them to be at that venue, either of those two venues, and also if they would like to have information booths set up to do some fundraising during the fiestas. And this, we can talk about all of this. It's just kind of putting it out there for the first time. Who's the city of Las Vegas? I would like to see their picture.
That's the camera.
That's okay. Okay. All right. Does anyone have any thoughts about a theme for next year? And I think, I think since there's a veterans ceremony, I think that can come off the table, in my humble opinion.
For me, I go back and forth with the same thing with fiestas and Christmas. For Christmas, how do you have a theme? It's Christmas. And fiestas, it's Independence Day. So I don't know.
But fiestas aren't about Independence Day, right?
Right.
About culture and sorrows, and some of the ones that show up on the posters, because I've been looking at the vintage posters lately, as family, kids, culture, music, dance, those things have been themes in the past. I'm just putting them out there. I'm not particularly fond of one over another.
Maybe if we talk about the Oral Histories project, that might help. I think at one of our infrequent former meetings, we talked about trying to get some of our, sorry, I'm going to shut this off as soon as I find it. Who could be calling? I'm with all of you. Nobody. We talked briefly, I think, about asking some of our older folks to reminisce about their first encounters with fiestas, or their memories of their first and or favorite fiestas. And I spoke to Lorna Dario at Highlands, because they have done this for different things. They've done oral histories. And my conversation with her was really interesting, because she said, for example, and this is way at the end, but if we talk to people 70 and older, it's very possible that we could have memories going back 75 plus years, and family memories that have been passed down. It's it's simple, and yet it's not. 3 to 5 questions, open-ended questions, so people will tell their stories. We need to decide if this is going to be an archive at the museum. If you have to make these things searchable, we have to hire a videographer. Shane Flores at the museum, he is a videographer. He has done this before with Highlands. We basically have people tell their stories about the fiestas. We decide who is the audience, where will these memories live? Will they live on the city's YouTube channel? Will they live at the city? Basically, you let the tape roll, and you decide if we're going to end up with 2 to 3 minutes, or if we're going to archive. If we're going to archive, they suggest 5 minutes. If it's going to go on social media, we cut these things down to 2 minutes. The budget is mostly the videographer and an assistant. The budget is somewhere probably around $13,000. You want maybe about 20 or so stories. And as they suggested, what Chuck's idea is to project these on the Jumbotron in between musical acts in the plaza. And you kind of want people to bring, you don't just want people talking, you want them to bring photos, other visual memories of fiestas as well. So you can hear people talking over pictures and whatnot. We would probably have to do an RFP unless we would want to partner with the museum to do this and
Right.
keep it in the city, especially since Shane Flores is at the museum. So that's basically the research I did on doing the oral histories. When last time Highlands did it was 2019, they were interviewing students and teachers. They had 2 videographers, and there was a lot of travel involved because they went all over the state. So you have to do the videos, you have to do the editing, and you have to do the uploading. So it could be a videographer, an assistant videographer, and an intern to help with all of that. So I guess what's on the table is that something that we want to take on for this year? Lauren has offered to help us write a scope of work if this is something that we're interested in. Don't everybody speak up at once.
I'm thinking that maybe we could take some baby steps into it since something new. And, depending on if it's going to be city staff involvement or Fiesta staff involvement, maybe we can sort of, just try to get our feet wet, see what it all is going to entail. Because sometimes it looks like it's going to be great. Then all of a sudden the workload becomes like really, more than what we anticipated.
I don't see this as a Fiesta committee project because it's got too many specialized skills. I think this is a city project. I mean, we're just bringing it to the table. I think it's a city project. It would add to our budget, and it's a specialized item. I mean, we could, in theory, come up with the questions, 3 to 5 questions. I mean, that's not difficult because we're the ones who are saying we want to ask about people's memories of the Fiesta. But beyond that, it's pretty much hiring someone to do it, to edit it, to upload it, and then it's something that Chuck would be playing in the plaza. So I just see our role is to say, do we want to pursue this? And if so, we can come up with questions. If not, I think it's something that, I don't want to go through the same mishigas we did last year. So I think that even bringing up the idea of Carnegie and Lincoln, I think we take a rough idea of what we're planning to the city council like yesterday, because I don't want us to spin our wheels trying to plan new things and then get it quashed just because it's not traditional or it hasn't been done 115 times. Sorry, I'm cranky today.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
We have new city councilors being elected potentially in March.
Mm-hmm.
We get something agreed on in January, and then we get new city councilors in March. Are we going to start all over again?
No, maybe we just wait till March.
Once it's voted on through mayor and council, that should be the final say.
Which council, though?
The present council. If we take our plans, that's why we're trying, Chairman Colillo and myself are trying to get a finalized plan of what we're wanting for this coming year for Fiestas 2022. We'll take that plan to mayor and council to get their blessing and then we move forward with it. But we need to come up with a finalized plan of how we envision Fiestas 2022. So whether it's incorporating this video portion and then finalizing, are we going to use Lincoln or Carnegie or both? Is it going to be a one-day thing? And then getting more equipment for the stage, more monitors, placing cameras around the park so we can get live views of people sitting in the park. So all of that needs to be finalized so we can take it to Mayor and Council.
Did that answer my question about if this council approves it, can the next council change it?
I don't believe they can.
Oh, okay.
My understanding is that once it's approved by council, then it is what it is. Sorry for interrupting you.
You didn't interrupt me. I'm from New Jersey. You can interrupt me anytime you want. We call that a conversation.
Okay.
I don't know that, do we have a quorum to make a decision right now?
No.
We could do it by email. You know, just we can talk about it. We can, you know, the five of us can come up with proposals. We can send it out to Dawn, Lisa, Rosita, Monica, Gary, and Elizabeth, and get their feedback. You know, when I used to do labor negotiations, if you're out of the room, you're out of the room. I mean, I get a quorum, but you know, if you're out of the room, you're out of the room.
I like the idea. I like the idea of delegating the whole thing to the museum and just using and I'm not talking about the two parks now. I'm just talking about the memories.
The oral history.
That could be Historia de las Fiestas, could be the one of the themes, or Nuestra Historia, or Memories. I don't know that word. Recuerdos. I'm assuming we want it to be in Spanish and in English. I always think things sound better in Spanish. So Recuerdos is another one. I know I'm going to spend a few months working on the gallery of old Fiesta posters that I didn't pull off last year in time. That would fit in with this whole thing too. I don't know. Not a bad idea. I like the idea.
What was the second one that you said? Historias de...
Recuerdos, memories.
¿Recuerdos de qué? I mean, recuerdos de
Is that the
fiestas.
one word?
De las
Yeah.
Fiestas. Hey, sorry, I speak French.
I thought that's what you said.
Recuerdos de las Fiestas.
I like that one.
Fiestas pasadas. Fiestas.
Well, recuerdos, the word recuerdos already
It implies
infers past because it's a recuerdo.
Okay.
I like that.
Dwight, what are you thinking?
I actually like that, you know, because as we were talking, you know, I was thinking of something like same thing around the same things that was recuerdos de las fiestas y adelante, you know, and moving forward. So you have the memories of the past and moving forward.
That works? Okay.
You know, last year I called the museum to ask them about their old posters because I assumed they would have an archive because they're the museum, and they didn't have anything but what Jose had given me, the same ones. They said, "Oh, we just got some," but they said at the time that they were talking about doing a Fiesta exhibit, and I think. Don't you guys have directors' meetings or?
I know that the museum had been planning a Fiesta exhibit and they were working with Cipriano on that. And then it just so happened that Cipriano passed away. And I don't know where it happened, where it ended, where the talks went from there. But I know Cipriano had been working really hard putting stuff together, and he had a lot of stuff. He was even going to help him with the exhibit and everything. But then, like I said, unfortunately, he passed away. So
I told the museum when they told me that I said, well, what about his family? And of course, the people at the museum aren't local. So they said, what family? And I said, Solanos, Trujillos, and I was rolling them. Come on, they're all over quick before they died too. I didn't say that, but I think it all the time when it comes to older artists too, that we need to do this. And so I think that Cipriano's passing should be our total motivation to do it fast, do it this year. Mm-hmm. And we can talk to them about Cipriano's family because they were right there with him. They know almost as much as he does. So it can still be done.
So, Susie, you and Dwight, and I would think Rosita could possibly come up with a list of maybe 20 elders that we would want to target is not the right word, but involve in this oral history project.
I think Rosita would be better at that. Rosita Cruz Flores. People, there are people older than me.
Yeah, I know, but you've also been here forever too.
I think that people like Rosita would know the elders better than I would, though. The elders. I just know a few of the artist elders. Jose Maestas, the dad, Jose Maestas, has the most amazing stories of presentations that the Caballeros did during fiestas at the park. He has music called Los Caballeros that I'm having recorded digitally so that, we can record that history. He is really good at this stuff. Whether or not he's Leo's dad is not part of this conversation.
Elmer Martinez was involved in the
Caballeros.
Too. So.
I remember him going by my house with the rest of them. Dwight, do you have any names in particular that come to your mind?
Offhand, I don't, but I can reach out to Cipriano's son and see what they've got for us.
Okay. Okay, so am I getting the feeling that at least those of us who are here think this is a good idea to pursue?
Yes.
I think so. I think it's a worthwhile idea. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we go back to what we were doing before.
Yeah, and this isn't in place of anything. This is in addition to, I mean, time marches on, and we saw this last year without being able to find anybody from the Baton Death March. Nobody's getting any younger, and I think it's important to get people's memories down now. Okay. We'll get the sponsorship letters out to you all again, and if anybody has anything they want to add, subtract, multiply, or divide, you can get that info to me maybe by the middle of next week. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, the ages of the reinas just keep niggling at me. I think it's too broad of an age span. I don't know how anybody else feels. Does anybody else have any thoughts about that?
What's the age span now?
It's something like 17 to 25 or something. It's
I thought it was 17 to 24, 25.
Yeah, it's something that I think I have it written down here somewhere.
I would think maybe 15 through 20.
Well, one of the reasons that Rosita said, it used to be, I think, 16, but there were issues about taking girls that young on the road. So, I mean, I mean, to me, I would think maybe 17 to rate the cutoff for, most kids graduate college at 21 or just 22. I think that would be a good cutoff is, senior in high school to senior in college. I think that's a 5-year span. I don't know. Susie, do you have any thoughts about that?
Only thought I have is to go back to some of our past queens. My internet is unstable, so I don't know if you can still hear me.
Yeah.
Go back to some of the past queens. I don't know if I told you or Chuck or who I did, but I talked to some when Jean Goudelet passed and the families were in the gallery a lot and all of that they offered to come help us recruit queens and remind the community of the value of representing the culture and that kind of stuff.
Right.
So are you thinking 17 to like 20, 22?
Well, that's what I'm thinking, but I don't want to bulldoze this. I mean, I know that at one point, I think Rosita said that this was a stepping stone to Miss New Mexico.
I did.
Okay, you said that.
We used to do it before when I was involved before. Whoever won the Fiesta Queen went on to Miss New Mexico pageant. And then, from there they go to Miss America. But then when I left the city, they didn't keep up with that. So we can re-investigate that and see if we can do that again. Or
I would think that's probably a good idea to do something like that, because then it gives these girls something to look forward to. Because right now it's like, okay, so you're Fiesta for this year and then that's it. Or maybe we can talk to Santa Fe and Taos and Española and see what their incentives are and how they do it to manage to bring in so many candidates. Because I mean, we're down to where it's one or two, and it's this year it's one wins Fiesta. Next year the Princesa wins for Fiesta, and the Queen is the Princesa. So you want to try to build it so we can recruit more people.
Yeah, well,
but there's got to be an incentive for him.
Yeah, and it's costly. I mean, for asking them for dresses and whatnot. It's just a shame that neither Lisa nor Rosita are here. Because I think, in this day and age, it may be time for an overhaul.
Do we fund their travels to the other fiestas?
I keep in mind that when I came back to the city, we didn't have fiestas, and then last year we didn't have any reinas. So I don't know. When I was involved with the city before, we paid for the travel. We paid for, I believe, one outfit. We paid for the crown, the sash, and the mantillas for the princesas. But I don't know now. I mean, I don't know. I can find out.
There's got to be a way to budget for that. It's not fair to ask them to win the prize and then go spend their own money to go places.
Yeah. One of the things that I say in one of these sponsor letters is that the money raised will help provide scholarships to Lorena and her court.
And maybe we can use.
What?
I'm sorry. I was going to say maybe we could, use the money that we raise from posters and cats and everything else that we sell. Whatever other trinkets we sell, maybe we can use that to start building a fund to do these things, or go back and look at the budget and say, okay, we can take $200 from this line item, $200 from this line item, and build a line item for that purpose. Again, because like you said, there's got to be an incentive for them to want to participate and want to do this. Because, like you said, the expense, most families don't mind putting something out of their pocket, but when it's 100% out of their pocket, then they're going to say, well, it's not worth it.
Well, I know that the dresses, the traditional dresses and stuff are very expensive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have the phone number of the last girl's dress. Her family got it in Mexico. It was a work of art. It really was amazing.
This is going to sound silly, But is there a way, I mean, is there a way to gather up dresses that could be redone, or do the families hold on to them? It's like a prom dress and a wedding dress, you know, you wear it once and then it hangs in a closet. Or is that heresy?
We need some old queens to know.
I know some old queens.
He's right here.
I knew the minute I said it, I was gonna pay for it. Go ahead, Clint.
Back's a bitch, Susie, be careful. You know, it just might be time to streamline this.
That's a good idea, though. Why can't we ask? I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask.
No, it doesn't hurt to ask.
I'm sure a lot of them, one of the other things we were looking at, and people keep asking me, is we should get all the former queens to be in the parade.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd be,
Yeah.
you know, I know Rosita has a heck of a list of dating back for a while for all these reinas. So.
Well, now would be the time to start talking to them.
And can we afford something for them, like dinner at the Fiesta Queen thing? There's a ticket to that dance, right?
You're talking about Baile de la Reina?
I guess I am.
The baile is going to be at the Plaza Park, just because that's where everything is at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did away with the baile.
Well, is there going to be one? Because it's so, should it be in the plaza, in the ballroom?
Well, I was thinking if, because to secure like another venue and have a baile there when we're paying a band there, when we're paying the band that's already in the Plaza Park. So we're paying two bands to dance when we have people dancing in the park, and then we have a separate baile for the Reina. It doesn't make sense.
Well, that doesn't make sense, but what night would that be? What night would the Reina's dance be?
Well, we'd have to work on the schedule for the fiestas. The
Okay.
first night, that Friday night, which is the night I think, is the plan is to have that first Friday when fiestas open, have it mariachi extravaganza. So bring nothing but mariachis for that night, and I think that'd be an ideal time to have the Reina there. But
Good idea.
because we can have the coronation actually at Our Lady of Sorrows the day before, and then introduce her to the public that night of the mariachi.
So you want the coronation on Thursday?
Because if we have the pageant beforehand, and then Thursday night have the coronation, when she's crowned, then bring her the following day into the park, introduce her to the community, have the mariachis going. I think that'd be amazing.
So then you don't really need other entertainment except for Saturday and Sunday.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Clint could teach them how to dance.
So what do you guys think? I mean, what I can do is type all this up. I'll send it to the board for, if the chairman allows, send it to the board and have it approved.
That works.
All our proposed schedule.
So then you want to just continue with we've got 15 minutes. You want to continue with what the how do you see the schedule?
Well, that
And
I see it the Thursday. I don't know the date.
hold on, I'll get it. I got it. 4th of July is
So the Thursday night.
4th of July.
Thursday night would be actually June 30th. June 30th would be, we'd have to have the pageant Wednesday the 29th, June 29th.
That's all right.
Then have the coronation the 30th. Then on July 1st, introduce her to the community with the mariachi extravaganza. That night have the baile in the park with the reina and her court, the reinas and the princesa.
Okay, when do you want people setting up though? See, that becomes the issue.
Because then we're back to turning it into a 5-day thing.
Well, what happens Friday of this?
If they set up on the 30th, Thursday the 30th, then that evening, they set up that evening.
If they set up Thursday at night, the street can be open Friday the 1st.
Right. So then we're back on schedule. Have that Friday the 1st as the...
And then the people can inspect on Friday. They don't have to inspect Saturday morning.
Right. And that Friday night, the 1st, July 1st, we have the baile, then the introduction of the reina, and then Saturday we're traditional music, Sunday we're traditional music, Monday the fireworks. Done.
Right. So what I have written in here was 6 to 11 Friday, 12 to 11 Saturday, 12 to 11 Sunday, and then 10 to 7 on Monday, because then you give people time to do the fireworks.
Okay, and then Monday the 4th was what?
10 to 7. I have that written down. I don't.
Yeah.
12 to 11 Saturday, Sunday, 10 to 7 Monday. Then people could go home, do whatever they want to do, come out for the fireworks. Friday 6 to 11. So you could set up the vendors 6 to 10 on Thursday, and or even 7 to 10 on 7 to 10 or 7 to 11, and you can close the street at 6 o'clock. And then the street would be open on Friday. Right?
I like it.
Any thoughts?
Last year, Chuck sent a letter around to the employees offering them, I think, comp time if they volunteered. Is that right, Chuck?
Yes.
And you got none, right?
Yes.
I'd like to see Leo and the HR department get involved in those conversations. There are ways to encourage people about how good it would look on their resume or for their annual report or whatever it's called, evaluation.
Okay.
It's just a thought. Are we going to have ice skating?
Don't go there. Okay. And we talked about a trolley.
Right. I'm trying to get a trolley to take people, because we have all these visitors coming from out of town to go into the park. I would like to have if possible, to locate a trolley to take them on tours of the city, to look at historic homes, to look at just, a lot of them come back they used to go to college here, they went to school here, and now they're back for fiestas and they want to see Vegas.
Right.
So
you might be able to get the CCHP to get a list of docents who are willing to hop on to the trolley.
Be nice to have Harvey girls.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with all that if Kathy exits the building.
Yeah. Chuck, it's time to ask Leo to ask the city to spend thousands of dollars to buy us a trolley. If they can buy us an ice skating rink for $55,000 today, why can't they buy us that trolley?
I will mention it.
No good reason.
There are too many people coming in on the train who need to find their way around town and not have to walk even, to Grand to stand there and thumb a ride to the plaza. We can do better.
That would be money well spent. Eat the train, take people, do the Main Street corridor, depot to the plaza. Absolutely. Is that guy still trying to sell his trolley? And what did you want, $25,000 for it?
I had him down to 20.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
That was a couple of years ago. I'd have to talk to him again.
Well, maybe it's 15 now. It's older.
Time value of money now.
If we'd have had that trolley to run little old people from the parking lot to around the plaza and back again, or down to the railroad district and back again, they could have managed a lot of this parking issue that we've had lately too.
Absolutely. And during the fiestas, not only can it do tours, it could take people from the plaza to Carnegie, to Lincoln. Okay, does anybody have any other suggestions or comments about what we've talked about today?
We want to put cameras. I mentioned it earlier, cameras in the park somehow. I don't know how we're going. The idea is when you're watching the Jumbotron on the stage, and if we have cameras located around the park, like they could turn the camera to Mrs. Gonzalez, who's sitting there with her family, and show her on the big screen, and she waves, and kind of like they do at baseball games,
Yep.
That type of thing.
Okay.
So, and then put bigger monitors, maybe a couple more TV screens so people can check it out. It's one of the ideas. And then I still want to do the fireworks. So my idea is have a camera at the fireworks display, have it showing on the Jumbotron during the fireworks. So a lot of our veterans suffer from PTSD. They would love to see the fireworks, they just don't want to hear it. So if we could show the band is playing and behind the band, you can see the fireworks going off.
And you want to take the 4th of July later than 7 o'clock.
That's just an idea. I mean,
No. But if you do that, then it could be the same thing. You could we could go back to the 12, instead of starting it earlier, we could start it at noon and then go till 11.
Well, I like the idea of starting at noon because it was perfect. It worked perfect this year. People loved it. It's anything before 12 noon. It's too early for people to go to Fiesta. They just don't want to go.
Well, right. I mean, and if the fireworks are 9:15, 9:30, they go usually till 10:30.
Right.
So you could keep a band. You could keep people in the park till 11, and you could do that with the Jumbotron. That's not a bad idea.
That way, the veterans and people who have this problem, they still get to enjoy it.
Dog in Las Vegas.
They still get to enjoy the fireworks without hearing the boom.
I think that's a good idea. And if you've noticed, like at the casinos and especially like in Albuquerque, a lot of the grocery stores, they have cameras on trailers. I've seen them, so that's something that we can look and we'll get one of those guys out there at the firework display, and like I said, broadcast that back over not only to the park, but actually on the city's YouTube page.
Right. Live on Facebook too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Does anybody have anything else? I'm going to be selfish. I really can't afford to do a meeting in December. I'm already crazed.
Well, why don't you put that stuff together that we talked about now, send it out, give us an opportunity to go over it, and then we'll meet in January.
FYI, I will be out of state from January 5th through the 10th.
Okay. What about I don't know what day. I don't have a calendar with me.
That's Wednesday through Monday.
Okay. What if we do the 2nd or 3rd?
Well, the second is a Sunday. The 3rd is a Monday.
Okay.
We could do Tuesday the 4th.
That works.
You want to do Tuesday the 4th?
Yeah, and that'll be with just enough time to catch to make up for December and to cover January.
Yeah. And we can always have another one in January at the end of the month.
That works.
We'll start a schedule.
Yeah, we need to.
in the new year. Okay.
1 p.m. Zoom?
What's this?
1 p.m. Zoom?
Who knows?
Oh, okay.
1 p.m. Yes.
We can look at getting them back together. I'm not sure where the city stands on that right now, if we're back to normal. I'll have to verify that, but if we do, maybe we can have it in the chambers, because that's where they have to be broadcast. I'll find out, and once I send this out, I'll let everybody know.
Okay. All right. Do we have a motion to end the meeting?
I make a motion.
Second.
Good job. Good job. All right.
You're not having a vote.
Sharon, thank you, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you on January 4th somehow.
Susie, are you at the, you're not working today? I wanted to go pick up my blanket.
Oh, do you need it for something?
They could get it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not there tomorrow either, or Thursday, so I can deliver it or I can go pick it up for you. What would you like? I'm at your service.
If you want to bring it to me, that'd be great.
I would be thrilled to personally deliver. Do you need it before Thanksgiving?
It would be nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
I take care of you, Chuck.
Thank you. Bye.